welcome back to Life 101. I want to share a real experience I had with my bank. I thought to just make a video and share this with all of you. One of my banks is Barclays Bank. I'm not sharing this video to attack Barclays Bank, and I'm not even accusing them for anything. This is not to attack them at all, but I just want to raise awareness with all of you, and I want to know your thoughts about this. So this actually happened to me twice, like 3 years apart. The first incident happened 3 years ago. I couldn't find my bank card, but it wasn't lost or stolen. It was just somewhere in my old makeup purse, and I wasn't aware. So I looked for the card everywhere. I couldn't find it. And I then called the bank to complain that I couldn't find, to let them know that I couldn't find my card. And it was just misplaced. It wasn't lost or stolen. So they said they were going to send me a replacement card. They sent me a replacement card, and a few days later, I found my card in my old makeup purse. So I had two cards now. The one I found, I destroyed it thinking it was gone because I have a new one now. Then things got a bit weird. I started getting alerts that the card was being used in Dubai. And I live in the UK, so I immediately called the bank to let them know that my card is being used in a store in Dubai, and I'm not in Dubai. They confirmed it was a fraud. Obviously it was. They refunded me and told me to destroy the old card, which I already did. At the time, I moved on from it. That was past. Okay, fast forward to 3 years later, which was a few weeks ago. Something very similar to that same incident happened again, but in a slightly different way this time. Out of nowhere, I received a new card from Barclays Bank, even though my current one was perfectly fine and not due to expire until another 2 years' time. Neither have I requested for a card. No incident or whatsoever. My card was working fine. I still have my card and it should expire in another 2 years' time. I haven't requested for a new card. So I thought it was a bit strange, but I just kept the new card. I'm like, okay, maybe they're updating their system. Maybe something up. Maybe they just wanted me to have a new card. So I destroyed again the old card. Since I now have a new card, so I just moved on with my new card. Then I noticed transactions happening again on my old card, just like the incident that happened 3 years ago. In a completely different part of England, like still in England, but in a town I've never been to. So I called the bank again to say, this is happening, and it happened 3 years ago. This is the second time it's happening. This time they told me a replacement card had been requested. They thought it had been requested by me. Their system showed that I requested the new card. And that was a bit weird because I never requested a new card. I thought the bank just sent me a new card, maybe due to an update or due to whatever. But I never made a request. And here's the part that really got me the most, like mostly confused. When I asked why the old card wasn't cancelled, because I thought once you send me a new card, you automatically cancel the old card. And when I asked, when you sent me a new card, why did you not destroy the old card? I didn't request the card. That was weird enough. And now you sent me a new one. You didn't destroy the old one. Why was this? Because if you had destroyed the old card, maybe no one would have been able to use it. Even though it was weird that the old card was in my hand, was with me. I destroyed it myself physically, but I thought on the system that would have been blocked. Maybe that would have avoided these whole issues. And so I asked that question, and that was when I started to ask more questions, because if I didn't request the card, who did? Who requested the card on my behalf? I don't know who did this, but then, and why would the old card still work? Like, I don't understand these things. So after a new one had been sent to me, why would the old one still work? They did confirm that the transactions were fraudulent and they dealt with it, but I'm left with a lot of unanswered questions. So please, if you've been through anything like this before, if you understand it, if you work in the banking sector and you understand these things, kindly share your comments and your thoughts below because I'm really confused. I'm not here to say anything negative about the bank or anyone. I'm just sharing exactly what happened to me. But I do think this is something people should be aware of, that these things do happen. So um, if you're watching this video, I would really like you to know these things that they actually happen to me and can happen to anybody. And please share your experience. Has this happened to you before? Have you had a new card when you didn't request for one, and then the bank is saying you requested for it? Could it be someone you know trying to defraud you? Could it be somebody online going into your bank account? Could it be an error from the system of the bank? What could have caused this? I don't know. But one thing I know that I learned from this was that, and when your bank sends you a new card, I think it's a policy thing that they don't just automatically destroy your old card if you have not requested that they destroy your old card. I don't know if I might be wrong, but that's what I'm just thinking, that okay, maybe because when I asked the lady, why didn't you guys destroy the card? She just said, well, it wasn't destroyed. But then when I went online to do my research and to read about all these banks, I realized that not just Barclays Bank, even most other banks would not just automatically destroy your card, except if you say the card was stolen or you have lost it. But if you say you just misplaced it in your house, they might not necessarily destroy it. I think it's a policy thing. So it might not really be their fault that they didn't destroy it, but then it's your own responsibility to question, to say, have you destroyed my old card? If you're sending me a new card, please on your system destroy my old card, block it, or do whatever so that it cannot be in use. Well, I'm still looking into this further, and I might update you if I get more answers about this. But for now, I just thought I should share this experience with you, and I would like to know your thoughts. I would like to know if you've been through this. But I know that in many banks, including Barclays, a replacement card doesn't always automatically cancel the old one unless it's explicitly marked as lost or stolen. Unless on the system it's showing as lost or stolen. If it's showing as just misplaced, they might not necessarily block it. And this is not for them to do anything or to defraud you, but I think it's just the policy. You have the choice to say, can you please block my card? And this message also is for Barclays Bank. I don't know. I feel like not blocking the card created a big risk for me. But the red flag for me was that the card was being used even though it was still with me, and I haven't requested the card, but on the system is showing that I requested a card. So I think an investigation needs to be done as to who requested that card. Said if the person requested over a phone call, the calls are usually recorded. Can they do like an investigation, check the voice versus my voice, try to trace this person? I don't know. I don't even know what to say, but that's not something I want to shrug my shoulder off, because it's exactly the kind of thing that should trigger a deeper investigation. So if I'm a bank, I don't want to shrug my shoulder. Like the lady I spoke with, I was like, you need to investigate this deeper on your own end, because if somebody is requesting a card on my behalf, it's really dangerous. And then whoever put that on the system did not block the old card. We need to investigate a whole lot of things, not to accuse anyone, but I'm just keeping this open. If you think, whatever your thoughts are, please let me know. Your idea is actually solid, Whatever your ideas are, let me know. I want to look into it, and I want to call the bank back to say, have you done this investigation? I really want to dig deep into it, and I don't know, but maybe I should just leave things the way they are. But please be aware that when you ask for a new card, I think the main message here today, why I've done this video, and the valuable lesson I want you to take from this is just that always make sure you ask the bank, especially if your card is not explicitly marked as stolen or lost. you need to request by choice to say, could you please block my old card completely on your system so that it cannot be used anywhere. It cannot be duplicated. It cannot be used anywhere. Even though I'd cut the card and put it in a bin, it was still duplicated. Someone was still using it somewhere else. But the safe thing to do is to request that for them to block it. So if in future it's being used, you can then come back to say, can you play the call I had with you? It was recorded. You know, don't do any negligence. Don't just look away from it and say, oh, the bank has given me a new card and that is it. Look beyond the new card. Make sure it is blocked completely on their system. And if there's a way you can even block it by yourself on your, I think you can block it by yourself. Go there, block it. Make sure that card is no longer in use. And then I want you to really, really just focus on the awareness part of things, because for me, that's my main aim for this message, is just to create an awareness and to let you know that you have to ask that the bank blocks the card by yourself. So because this is something I didn't know about. I thought it was just automatically blocked by the bank, but I realized when I did my research that you might have to ask, and this has happened to me 2 times now. Though the first one, I requested for a new card because I couldn't find my card. But then the second experience I just had and that was 3 years ago. The one that just happened a few weeks ago, I didn't request a card. So if it's on the system that I requested it, who then requested it? Do you get? Please turn this into a practical guide for you. Turn it into a guide to help you with your banking experience and to reduce fraud on your account. Make sure your old card is cancelled. Make sure you freeze your card immediately if anything feels off. Check your transaction alerts regularly. Anytime a new card is sent to you or you've requested a new card, please be aware of these things. Check your account. Make sure no strange outgoing is happening in your account. Use your app controls, lock, unlock card, do things like that. Report any unknown requests immediately, and just follow all of this guide and it will help you. If you have picked anything from what I've said, please kindly let me know your experience or what you think about my narrations, first experience, second experience. If you've had any of this experience before, please kindly share your story and let's learn from one another. Has this ever happened to you? Did your bank cancel your old card automatically? Please kindly share your experience. Experience is powerful, and it can actually help another person, another sister, another brother, another young person, elderly people. It can help all of us stay safe, I would like us to really engage with one another. Share your story about if you've had any fraudulent experience like similar to this, and were you able to trace the person that used your card? And I know there was a time one of my aunties, her credit card was stolen or was lost. She wasn't sure where it was, but it was lost. She called the bank and they found that somebody spent it somewhere. And somehow the person used it on an ATM machine. They were able to get the person's picture from the ATM, whatever. And they actually were able to get a clip of the picture, and then they sent it to the bank. And they sent all the documents to that person. And she saw the person's picture. She saw everything, the address where the person used the card. And it was actually our colleague at work that used the card. So she called the police on him, and the case went on, and eventually she got compensated and everything. But one big thing I still repeat again, I want you to take from this whole video is, when a replacement card is requested for you, it's your responsibility to ask, have you cancelled my old card on your system? Please cancel it. Especially if your card is not stolen or lost. They might want you to be the one to make that choice to say cancel or block it. If you don't do that, your 2 cards, the old card will be active. You wouldn't know. Sometimes somebody would be spending it somewhere else, and sometimes it would be physically taken and someone can actually use it whilst you are using your new card. So please share your stories. I'm just going to leave you with this. If you have any questions as well with regard to my stories, you can ask in the comment section. I'm going to come back to you as soon as possible. And if I chase this up with the bank, I'm going to let you know. I will try to come back and make a video to let you know what was said and what was done, you know. And I don't think it is wrong to question the bank. You can actually question it if you find things that are a bit weird. You can question the bank. You know, one incident could be a chance, but when it comes to two similar incidents, then it suggests a pattern that is worth examining. Whether it's policy, whether it's system, whether it's design, or whether it's something more serious. I think both myself and the bank have the responsibilities to dig deep further and not just shrug our shoulder about it. Like you can't just look away from this incident. You need to like examine, is it the policy to say we can't block the card except the customer asks for us to block the card? Is that policy really working? Is it good for your customer? Is it putting them at risk? You know, they need to start looking into things like that. And as well as, is it the way the system is designed? They need to look into it. Then, is it something more serious going on? Is it a case of impersonation where somebody is trying to be me? We need to just dig deep, like into all of these things. But in all of my confusions, all of my questions, my lesson still remains. I'm gonna, through that recorded phone call, ask them to block my card on their system. And if anything like this happens, I'm gonna come back to say, can you play the video? I mean, can you let's listen to the conversation of the call where I requested that my card should be blocked on your system. So if you're telling me it's still not blocked on your system, then I need to know why it's not blocked, and you need to be accountable and responsible for that. But as it is on these two incidents, I think it was my fault that I didn't ask them to block my card, and it's a lesson I have learned and I have brought to you to learn from today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in my next video. Bye. Every night I we paradise.